Now, what is the general rule? What is the definition? Subject-verb agreement simply means a finite verb agrees with its subject in number and person. Number, as you know, singular and plural. And person, you know, first, second and third. Right? Now, what is the basic rule? The basic rule is a singular subject takes a singular verb, whereas a plural subject takes a plural verb. For example, this is we is plural, so here are. The cat is singular, so here verb is in present form, singular form, so there is s after run. The cat runs fast, but the cats run fast, but the cat runs fast and we are busy, or I am busy, or he is busy. So here you are seeing I am busy, you are busy. See? And we are busy, you are busy, or he is busy. So, one more you are seeing third person, he is busy. So, you are seeing this way with the number and person verb changes. Now, what are the special cases? But there are many special cases where the rule doesn't work. There is some variation. In the compound subjects, where there are two subjects, in collective nouns, see, and plural nouns, when we use plural nouns as titles of courses or subject areas, so confusion is getting created and we don't understand what to do. Then simple logic will have to apply. What is the simple logic? You will have to find subject first, the actual subject. According to that main subject, the verb will be. So, be very careful. First step will be knowing your subject. Now, that subject-verb agreement problems that can result from word placement in sentences. If words are not placed accordingly, so this confusion can be created. So there are four main problems. Prepositional phrases. Now clauses begins with who, that or which. Then sentences beginning with here or there and questions. In these four areas, you will get confusion in that subject-verb agreement. All the prepositional phrases, clauses beginning with who, that, which, sentences beginning with here or there and questions. Now, a prepositional phrase may be placed between the subject and verb. Yes, it can be placed between the subject and verb. The boy at the door is my cousin. You see, subject and verb. Subject and the subject and verb prepositional phrase is there. At the door. Sometimes it makes agreement very difficult. A car with many riders was speeding around the curve. Now here, this is a subject, right? So, according to the subject, the verb will be. The subject is singular, so verb is also singular. As you know, subject is here singular. So, verb is singular. Here, a car with many riders. We are talking about the car, not about the riders. Riders is plural, but our subject is car. So here the verb is was. This is verb. तो verb is was. So you need to find the actual subject. Only then you can place correct verb. Next, solution to the prepositional phrase problem. If there is a problem, there is always solution. But you will have to apply your brain. You will have to go through the procedure and read. First, learn the major prepositions. You must know what the prepositions are. At, of, from, all these. List of preposition is there in grammar book. Just go through the preposition. Once you know this is the preposition, that means the 3 or 4 words, this is a prepositional phrase. It cannot be subject. Right? Be alert for prepositional phrase placed between the subject and verb. If you know the preposition, so whatever the words around that, you know these are prepositional phrase, and if it is in between the subject and verb, then also you can know, yes, this is a prepositional phrase, this is not a subject. And identify the noun in the phrase immediately as the object of a preposition. If in a prepositional phrase you identify noun, then you have to be very understanding, or this is a clue, that is an object of preposition, not of the sentence. Right? Object of a preposition. That noun is an object of a preposition. It cannot be a sentence subject. So you don't get confused in between prepositional object or subject sentence. You will have to be very careful in this. For this, learn the prepositions. Now, locate the true sentence, subject, and choose the verb which agrees with it. Then, once you are clear about the prepositional phrase, once you have identified noun in the prepositional phrase, that is the object of the preposition, then you find the subject of the sentence. And according to that subject, you place the verb. If the subject is singular, verb will be singular. If the subject is plural, verb will be plural. Now, this is with the prepositional phrase. Second, a clause beginning with who, that, or which, and coming between the subject and verb can cause agreement problem. Now, very good sign is that, or thing is that, like the prepositional phrase, who, that, which clause never contains the subject. You will have to find subject sentence, not in that clause you will get that subject. So it's clear. If there is anything with who, that, which, any noun is there, that is not the subject. Subject sentence is different. And according to that subject sentence, you will have to place verb. A dog that is loyal deserves love of the owner. See, that is loyal. It is clause starting with that. So, subject is a dog and it is singular. So, here verb is according to singular, that is deserves. Now, dogs that eat crunches. Here you are saying subject is plural. So, here verb is also according to plural. Live longer. So, you will have to find subject of sentence. Don't get confused in the noun that is in the clause starting with who, that, which. To avoid subject-verb agreement errors, what will you do? First, identify who, that, which clause immediately, right? Just underline or just bracket it. Locate the true sentence. If you bracket the clause, then true sentence you will get. Subject, sentence subject you find and choose a verb that agrees with it. When a sentence begins with, now this is the third problem. When the sentence begins with there is, there are, here is, here are, so the subject and verb are inverted. The verb in such construction is or one. Verb is at first and subject is later. So you will have to find the subject later, that is written, here are many books. Books is a subject. So verb is are here. There is a camera. There is a camera on the table. Camera is a subject. So is singular. So is. So first you will have to write a verb, then subject comes later. So you will have to, according to that subject, you need to place the verb. So comes subject. The subject in this kind of sentences comes after the verb. Now, there is a book on the table. Now, book is a subject, is a verb, right? There are students. Now, this is singular and this is plural subject. And so, verb is accordingly, but at the after verb. Now, look for the subject after the verb and choose a singular is or a plural are verb agree with the subject. Here, you need to choose C subject after the verb. Now, next. Finally, sometimes creating a question will cause the subject to follow the verb as well. Now, sometimes you will have to be very careful in asking question or writing questions because subject and verb agreement will be according to. Identify the subject and then choose the verb that agrees with its subject or plural. Who is there? How many of you are there? You as a plural or as a singular, right? But are is there. How many people are there? So in this way, with who, WH questions, with is, are, you will have to be very careful about subject verb agreement. Now, what is a problem? The problem is subject singular, so is a verb. Where are your parents? Parents. So, are. How much sugar is added? Countable and uncountable. So, sugar is always is. How many people are interested? Now, many countable. So, with people, are is there. So, you will have to be very careful in questions also about subject verb agreement. This is subject, this is subject, this is subject, and verb, and verb, and verb. Right? Now, the session is over. You have come to know about special cases in which we get confused in subject verb agreement. Now, everything is described, prepositional phrase, clauses with that, which, and questions are there. So, in this way, you need to go through the slide again and again, understand the solutions to the problems, apply it in your writing, in your grammar knowledge, and then in the next class, I shall teach you something more interesting in grammar. Till then, have a good revision of this. Thank you.